Let's start with how to color match. I like to swipe 3 highlight colors on the cheek and then lightly blend them in. You can do the same technique when deciding on contour colors as well. Here I am able to see which color melts into the skin. Now remember how we talked about wanting to shade up on mature skin as to not cause them to be washed out? The lighter color Aura showed too much texture, and I found Amber to be the perfect color that melted into the skin. So I know that Amber will be my main color. And then shading up from there, I used Wheat. Now you may be thinking that this color looks too yellow or too dark for her, but as we progress with the makeover, you will begin to see it all come together. When doing any kind of color correcting, be sure to use very little product. If you are having to use too much product, you are likely not using the best shade to color correct. The swirling motion you're seeing is to hide large pores or scarring, and then I like to do any color correcting with the small side of the detail hack brush. Once you're done with color correcting, you can now go over those areas and lighten them up with the right shade of highlight. Many times you're mixing colors, and this is why I like to give ladies at least 2 colors of highlight. I like to use the large end of the 30-second hack brush to apply the highlight all over the face, as it is the softest and pushes the product into the wrinkles. I will finish blending everything together once the highlight warms up on her face. For the contour, I like to use the Detail Hack brush because now I have color corrected the majority of her redness. If I don't warm up her face, she will likely feel washed out. Here I chose Stone so I can pull the redness from her neck and chest back into her face. This will ensure that her face still matches the rest of her body. Remember, when applying contour to mature faces, you are wanting to lift everything up. Don't apply contour too low, and make sure you're giving her the jawline that maybe she hasn't had in quite a while. Applying contour first and highlight second can give you a slightly different look, so be sure to instruct your customers to try it either way and see which way gives them the desired look. Overlapping the highlight and the contour can create a custom color, which works very well for some people, especially those who are very fair-skinned. Remember, when applying contour, it takes more of a dabbing motion instead of a swiping motion. Next, let's talk about blush and why blush is so important to mature ladies. It's not that we're supposed to wear bright pink blush and look like our grandma, but it does help us look younger with the more flushed look. I love Desert Sunset, Dahlia, and Pink Grapefruit on mature skin. It gives the brightening effect without the grandma blush effect. So I actually use Desert Sunset on my mom, and because of the shine in Desert Sunset, it makes it so I don't necessarily have to use a lot of illuminator. Instead of using an illuminator on mature skin, I like to use Moonlit to brighten the corners of the eyes and under the brow bone. When you use shimmer on wrinkles, it only shows the wrinkles a little bit more, so you want to be very, very strategic with any kind of shimmer that you use on mature skin. Now, when it comes to the eyebrows, less is best. Women that are mature have been looking at their eyebrows now for years and years. We've overanalyzed, overplucked, and we're very nervous about our eyebrows. So you want to just be very careful with what you do with eyebrows, as you don't want to throw the entire makeover out the window if you do the eyebrows wrong. I love using contour, either Shadow or Aspen, for the brows, and it's a very natural look and goes on beautifully with the Know Your Angles brush. Now let's talk about eyeshadow. Many of you have said how you're unsure how to do eyeshadow on hooded eyes. I want you to think about contouring the eyes instead of just putting eyeshadow on. When you think of it like this, it may help you analyze the eye a little bit better. Remember that light pulls forward and dark recedes. Ask yourself, what are you trying to do with the eyeshadow? First, you want to make sure that you have a very smooth surface for your eyeshadow. Here I took some Cupcake and powdered over the lid where I color corrected with the highlight colors. And then for the transition shade, I went in with Pup. I love using Pup or Mama as a transition shade, and you want to make sure you put it above the natural crease line. Again, matte shades are always best for mature skin, and be careful to not use too dark of a color on sallow eyes or it will only enhance that issue. After the pup, I love using Bubba on mature ladies. It's a warm, soft color that looks great on almost anyone, and it gives them the very natural, everyday look. If I was to use more of a gray color on an older, mature eye, it may not look quite as natural or as glowy. I concentrate most of the color on the outer corner and then blend inward and upward. Now my mom has hooded eyes, which most mature ladies do, so you want to bring the eyeshadow up higher on the lid, or it just disappears when they open their eye, right? So always build it upwards. On the lid, I put a little bit of Cupcake or a very little bit of Sabrina just to brighten it a little bit and open the eye up a little bit. Eyeliner is pretty important, and there's a couple of tricks that I like to give my mature ladies. First off, you want to use a brown black or brown colored pencil. It looks a little bit more natural. Make sure you get a good waterproof liner to line the waterline. The waterline gets bigger and more pronounced with age, so by lining it, it makes the eye appear more youthful. The other tip is don't bring the eyeliner all the way down to the outer corner or it will drag the eye down and make it appear droopy. Stop about 3/4 the way and then you can either wing it or not. Now mascara is also key for mature ladies as our lashes get thinner and thinner with age, so make sure you put 2 coats on and don't miss one single hair. Practice, practice, practice is the name of the game when you're contouring the eyes. It's a concept that will help you understand and create a pretty eyeshadow on a mature look. Don't forget the lips as they get thinner with age, and you'll want to be sure and use some type of a lip pencil so that you can contain the color and it won't bleed out of the lip line. I finished up her lip using Desert Sunset, which was the same color that I used on her cheeks. It gives her a nice youthful glow. At this point, I like to take one last look, make sure everything is blended out perfectly. I love using the small end of the B² brush to make sure things are pushed around and pushed into all of the wrinkles. Then I take a little bit of Bella bronzer to warm up a few places on her face, set with some Stay Spray, and go very, very lightly with any powder to set, as this causes dehydration of the skin and makes the wrinkles look worse. Very little illuminator on the cheeks and she's good to go. This after picture is way different from the one a year ago. Mature skin is definitely more complicated, but this makeup is perfect for the natural even glow that mascara can provide.